What's up, guys? Just want to talk about why sneakers uh, are potentially a greater investment than the stock market and how you can actually beat it. It's pretty easy to do. It's nothing crazy. Um, just got to do your own research. It shouldn't even take that long. Just got to buy the right sneakers and just be patient. I'll be going more into detail. You've probably heard of the Tesla shoot up. Tesla to the moon and all that. But I would say if you were to jump into Tesla right now, in my opinion, I think it's a little risky. A lot of people talk about that. That's all opinion, bulls and bears and all that. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. But I'm going to mention the reason why I'm talking about sneakers in the stock market is because the stock market is disconnected from the economy right now. Stock market's at an all-time high, whereas the economy is it's all over the place. So I would say to invest right now into the stock market, which I am, but it's a little risky. So I think you should, if you are investing, I think it's great to diversify. Good example of a great investment is a Jordan 1 High Shadow, which released in 2018. I believe this was the second release. And at the time when they first released, for a while, maybe a whole year, resale value is non-existent. You could buy these at retail price if you wanted. And if you look now, which is around like 2020, 2021, they jumped up to $500. So you're making quite a big return on your investment there. So let's say you don't want to wait that long to make that much money. I've got another example, Jordan 1 Mid Chicago Toe. This one is still a good time to go into this shoe. I would say it's a little bit late, but if you wanted to, you could. So I got 5 pairs of this shoe, and at the time when I bought in, prices were around retail. Retail's $115. I paid around $130 on average for my pairs, and that was around April, May, June, around there. And I waited half a year, and now my shoes are worth double what they were before. So let's talk more about return on investment. So let's do the math. So I bought in at $130. I bought 5 pairs. So I spent $650 as an initial investment. So let's say I were to sell at $220, which means I were to sell on StockX and GOAT and pay the fees right now. So that would mean, on average, 5 pairs, $220 is my payout price. $220 times 5 pairs is $1,100. To calculate profit, we would just do $1,100 minus our initial investment of $650. So it would have $450 in profit. So now to calculate return on investment, we would do our return, which is profit, divided by the initial investment. So we would do $450, which is profit, divided by $650, which is initial investment. So we will get a 69% return on investment. So why is the return on investment important? So what is S&P 500? The S&P 500 is it's an index that measures the top 500 large companies listed on the stock exchange. Some examples you guys probably know: Apple, Tesla. So studies show and research has been done that the S&P 500 generates an average annual return of 10%. So what does that mean? So that means if you were to invest 10 years ago, you put in $1,000 and you would receive an average profit per year of 10%. So that includes all the dips and the shoot ups in the market. So for example, the stock market in March saw a huge crash, but it shot up and it's even higher than before. So it calculates all of that, and different years have different markets. One year might be a bull market, which means the stock market is doing great, or the one year might be a bear market where the stock market is not so strong. But it calculates all of that, and you were to make an average yearly profit or return of 10% on your investment. Whereas sneakers, as we talked about, just that one shoe, if you were to make $1,000 investment, it's that Jordan 1 mid shoe, if you were to generate a 69% return on investment, let's say you were to invest $1,000, you would receive at the end of the year, or at the end of your investment, which is just half a year, it's not even the whole year yet, you would have profits of $690. Why should I invest in sneakers over the stock market? I like my Robinhood being green. Well, sneakers are a safer investment in the stock market. So why doesn't everybody put money in the stock market? Why doesn't everybody put $1,000 in Tesla? Because of crashes, and crashes are inevitable. They always happen. But for sneakers, depending on which sneakers you invest in, they will not dip. They could dip a little bit, but that's only if Nike were to excessively restock the shoe, which if you do your research, it won't happen. And or StockX does seller fee cuts, it would dip the market by maybe like 5%, but it'll go back up. Another good reason why there's these sneakers are very safe investments is if you were to buy a sneaker for retail, you could always return it to the Nike store or Adidas or wherever. My strategy has been typically to buy sneakers around retail or a little above retail, so to minimize risk. I've never made a loss on a sneaker investment, no matter what price premium I paid at. Sneakers are less volatile than the stock market. Why is the stock market so volatile? Because it's liquid. It's cash. There's no physical product that you're moving, so you can buy and sell matter of like in seconds. Whereas sneakers are a physical product that take time to move, time to sell, and there's a limited amount in the market. A big factor of why the prices increase is because stocks, the amount of shares there are stays constant. A lot of times it increases when companies do stock splits or share splits, such as Apple and Tesla, when they'll take a share, every single share, and they'll split it maybe 2 ways, 5 ways, to lower the price of that share, so it's easier for an investor to say, hey, I can afford this stock, I can afford this share, so I'll buy in. Whereas these sneakers, as their dead stock, which is brand new, the amount of pairs is limited. It always goes down because people will buy these pairs to wear. So that's where the demand comes in. Obviously, there's some sneakers where they do restocks or they'll retro them and re-release them. But if you do your research right and invest in a good sneaker, that won't happen. And I'll list some good sneakers in a little bit. For me, there's more enjoyment. Might not be for you, but if you're watching this video, chances are it will be fun for you too, because you like sneakers too. Some good investments for January. I'll make another video talking about more in depth why these are good investments and even better investments. But for now, I'll just quickly talk about these. Categorize these by how much premium you would have to pay for these. So I categorize these by how much you would have to invest. So the first category at the top, these are mids. I highly recommend the first shoe, which is Jordan 1 Mid Band, released recently. There's a $15 to $20 price premium over retail on these, and you should buy. I recommend buying as many pairs as you can. GSIs will do better, but these look exactly like the Jordan 1 Band highs, in my opinion, and they're gonna do great. So I recommend you buy as many pairs as you can. Second category, these are a little bit more expensive, sitting around the $200 range. The Jordan 1 Volts, the one on the left, that released this morning. I was able to cop one pair. I'll be buying more pairs to hold. I recommend buying smaller pairs or GS sizes. All the way on the right, the Yeezy Zyons. Those are interesting because I know a lot of people that have bought 50 pairs of these, and they actually lost money in the long term by holding on to these because they sold out. But if you look at the market, the price of these is dropping. Now, why is it dropping? Because people bought these to hold and invest, but they're not willing to wait it out and willing to break even or make more money. So I believe now you're able to get these, as people are trying to sell them off, you're able to get these for retail, and it's not going to go lower than retail. And this is a great looking shoe. It's going to go up over time. So I think this is a great investment. If you got the capital, this is a great investment, and it'll definitely go up. It might take a little time, but you're not going to lose money. The third category is these are sitting around the $250 to $300 range. These are a little bit more expensive. The smoke grays and the royal toes. I got a lot of pairs of these. You've probably seen a lot of videos about these, but these are going to do really well in the long term. And fire reds, the fire red 4s, those, when they first released, they weren't doing too hot, but I recommend this as a good investment too, because it's a classic colorway and it looks great too, and it has a history of doing well. But out of all of these, I recommend mostly the Volts, because the price right now is great. They just released. The price is going to tank. I would wait a week after today, because that's when people's pairs come in. They try to quick sell off with StockX. I recommend for all of these grade school sizes. the Zyons, and Smoke Rays and Royal Toes, and the Jordan 1 mid bands the most. For these, if you can, grade school sizes, they have the best return on investment. We'll talk about that more next time. But yeah, you can buy these from StockX, Go. I recommend looking on Reddit, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist. As always, be safe. And if you guys have any more questions about how to get these, you guys can comment below. I've been doing this for a long time. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. It's my first video, mean a lot to me. Comment any constructive criticism if you have any. I'll be later on, I'll be talking more sneaker investments, which are good holds. I'll make further detailed videos about why such and such is a good investment. Reselling and flips. I made most of my money from reselling. Reselling not just sneakers. There's a whole lot of things you could do. Really easy to do. Just gotta have the right resources, and I'll be giving more information on like what's good, what's not. Releases that are good. If you guys want to know, I'll be talking about investing in the stock market. Not a day trader. I don't really believe it's sustainable, or it's really, really hard. And if you look at these YouTubers talking about how they buy all these Lambos from these day trading activities, and they're just there to sell you a course. Chances are you're just gonna lose money. That's the 99% just lose most of their money in the stock market from day trading. So I like to focus on dividend investments and good companies, and I prefer to evaluate rather than speculate. That's a big thing for me. So sports card investments, if you're referring to the NBA, NFL, it's a very fun hobby that you can end up making a lot of money from. So that's that. If you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know.